welcome to my third figure review. This would actually be the fourth video. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you are keeping track, if you count the intro video, this completes my, I guess you could say, Robin replacement figures review. Because of the Robin defect, if you've seen the first video and the second video, because of those, by getting that figure through Amazon, and by me contacting Mattel and Amazon separately, I was able to get a couple different vouchers that allowed me to pick up 2 other 2-packs from the Batman line, this being the final one that I had received. This is from the credit from Amazon that was $10 plus, because it's was originally over $25, it was able to fall under their Super Saver feature, so that made free shipping. So out of pocket for me, these 2 guys cost $20. At the time that I ordered this on Amazon, these figures started showing up in my local Walmart. So, but everything all worked out. These 2 figures I'm very happy to have gotten, especially Batman. Two-Face we'll get a look at also. It's kind of funny going from different people that review these figures. Some people are very into them, they like them very much, and other figures are underwhelmed. There's a little reference for Young Justice fans out there. Robin is always saying people are underwhelmed. Why aren't they just whelmed? So enough of the rambling there. So here we are looking at Batman Arkham City, Batman and Two-Face. Right now, for me personally, I know some people have been underwhelmed with this Batman. Toy Spot, little shout out to you. Your review just kind of sounded really disappointing, so everybody to each their own, but I'm real excited about these 2 figures. Like I said, especially Batman, and even more so, the second wave that they have announced is Robin and Joker. I'm obviously a huge Robin fan, so I'm very excited for those 2 figures to come out also. But that review will come later, hopefully sooner than later. Enough rambling. Here we are. We'll take a look at the package. We've got Batman and Two-Face as they are depicted in the new Batman Arkham City game, in which sadly I do not own a Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3, so I have went out and reserved Batman Arkham City for the PlayStation 3 to force the hand of my wife to say, hey, I want a PlayStation 3. So I'm making some comments going, oh, Xbox is better. I'm a Sony guy, so you're not going to talk me out of it, so there you are. Anyway, enough rambling. Rob, spin the package. Let's get a closer look at it. Nice shot here. One of the first shots from Batman Arkham City that they were releasing slowly as the game was under production. Some close-up shots of the figures of Batman and Harvey Two-Face. This is also from the Legacy Edition. Another shot of Batman there, and the air holes. Is this so the figures inside can breathe? I'd like to know what these air holes are for. Back of the package. I'm very excited that Mattel has decided to continue doing this and picking a Batman Legacy line. I'm kind of curious to see how far the Legacy figures are going to go. They have single figures of Batman and Catman, and a Golden Age Batman, and a Mean-Face Batman. So I'll be interested to see how long the Legacy line continues. Long enough for me to get Robin and Joker, I will be happy. Close look at the package here. This may have been one of the very first images from Batman Arkham City that was released. It was kind of a poster torn that you could kind of tell early on that this might be Two-Face, and it turned out it very much is Two-Face. So we'll do the quick read-ups here. I know some people have been reading these, some don't. I will continue the tradition of those of you that like to hear and read the write-ups on the figures that are on the package. Two-Face, former Gotham City District Attorney Harvey Dent, was transformed by a chemical accident and became Batman's Shahzad, I think I'm pronouncing that right, nemesis, ultimately sent to spend his days at Arkham Asylum. But when Mayor Quincy Sharp declared the insane asylum unfit for criminals, he creates Arkham City, a lawless walled city whose inhabitants are free to live out their most horrific nightmares. Two-Face, seeking to stake his claim and establish his supercriminal reputation, kidnaps Catwoman and intends to perform a public execution of the feline fatale. And we'll jump over to Batman's review here, or his write-up. Batman. As gangs of criminals prowl the streets of the walled Arkham City, Batman searches for let's try that again. Searches for a sign of Catwoman, aka Selina Kyle. But the time is running out. Now in the acid-charred hands of Two-Face, Catwoman is about to face trial and public execution, with the insane former district attorney as judge and jury. Rob, you're having a very hard time reading today because you really want to get these guys out of their package. Batman must find Catwoman in time, save her from Two-Face, and escape alive, a feat even Batman will find nearly impossible. Reading has almost been nearly impossible, so I am going to shut up. We will get these two guys out, and I will be back with you in a flash. Well, here we are. The figures are out of their package. Right away, you may be able to tell that this looks a little different. Now, this is actually a couple weeks later. The video that I had done after the unboxing just had some issues with it. Hopefully the camera's working well. So I had to kind of reset things up. I also have added a base here for the figures to stand on, and this is a Motley Crue stage base. Really don't use those figures anymore, but it looks really cool for my Batman figures and stuff to be able to set on, and to do the reviews, gets them a little higher up off the table, and I think it just looks kind of cooler. So we'll be seeing a lot more of this base, but let's get right into these two. We'll slide Batman out of the way, and we'll go right into Harvey Two-Face from the Arkham City game. And I'm happy with the figure. This is the first Two-Face that I own, so I have nothing really to compare him to. But at the same time, I do have to agree with some of the reviews. I think he could have been done a lot better. Mainly just in the face. They just didn't use a lot of shading. Kind of get him down here to the camera a little bit. I mean, he's decent. Don't get me wrong. I do like the figure. Kind of the acid burns there on the suit, which is nice. Torn. Some people have been talking about the watch, like, it's really odd that he has a watch on the scarred side. I would imagine that the original watch was burned away, much like the sleeve, and he had to put a new watch on. So that's my rationale behind it. So, nice texture in the vest, and the tie is nicely done too. My Two-Face seems to have a little bit of a wobbly head. He has a hard time holding his head up, so I'd really have to force it back. Do have a little wobbly leg here, which that's just kind of how my figures have been running. Somewhere down the line, I seem to have an issue. The jacket is much like the capes, the soft material. His articulation is about half. His arms don't move out. His legs do, but they're hindered by the jacket. Does have some swivel here. He does not have any foot articulation or ankle articulation at all. So it's about half. Like I said, nothing to write home about and say, oh wow, this is the greatest Two-Face I've ever seen. I will agree there might be some better ones out there, but for me, this is the only one I have. And in size comparison, he does stand much taller than the DC-UC figures, which is kind of nice that they have rebuilt the Arkham City figures from the ground up. Since Batman was in the frame, we will just take out Two-Face and bring in the main man himself, and the main reason that I bought this 2-pack. This is everything I like in a Batman. Up until this point, this guy had been my favorite Batman. I wasn't really fond of this bat symbol after when they first brought it back, but it has really grown on me, and now this one kind of looks dated. As you could tell, he is much taller than his DC-UC counterpart, which also leads me to believe that this is a total new sculpt from the ground up. No reused parts anywhere that I can tell. My only complaint with this figure is that his hands are not open. so he can't hold that Batman's accessories at all. But that's something minor. The gauntlets, wow, cannot talk, Rob, look very nice. The suit is textured. There's a definite feel to it. You can kind of see all the rivet holes. The ab crunch is much higher on this figure. And the coolest thing about it is that his cape. I think this is how a Batman cape needs to look. The billowing cape looks like he's standing on a rooftop with the wind blowing. I mean, this is a decent cape on this figure, but put this cape on that figure and you would have a really, really nice looking figure here. I like the head sculpt. A little shout out to Toy Spot. After watching his review, he was kind of underwhelmed with this figure. I have to disagree with just personal opinion. What I think that they just took the Batman from the Arkham City game and pulled him right out, and bam, we've got an action figure here. The utility belt goes all the way around. They didn't chintz it off with just some gold paint back here. I love the color scheme on Batman. This, by far, is my favorite Batman to date that I have. The Arkham Asylum Batman from DC Direct, I thought about getting, saw it in the comic book shop, but it looked like they just took his face and elongated it. His face looked odd. The body was pretty good, but I'm really glad I got this one. This completes my Robin purchase. If you've seen my very first video, I had some problems with Robin that allowed me to get two other 2-packs at a very much discounted price. So this completes my first set of reviews here. I'm very happy with the figures. As you can tell, hands down, this is my favorite Batman. These two do look a little odd. They're a little bit taller than the normal DC UC figures, so I'll probably just have an Arkham City scene because they'll be releasing a Robin and Joker to go along with these two. I think that'll work out really nicely, and maybe even use this base as an Arkham City type base for them. So hope you've enjoyed these reviews. Batman is the clear winner in my book. I do like both of these figures, don't get me wrong, but this by far is my favorite Batman that I have. So I do like this body sculpt. I like the figures. They're just a little bit bigger. So if Mattel continues a Batman line or anything like that, I would really like them to go just a little bit size bigger. It makes for a nice big figure. So this is Rob for Rob's Rogues. Hope you dig it. Very much like these figures, as I keep saying. So up next, we'll have Batman and Robin from the Young Justice 2-pack series. So this is Rob for Rob's Rogues signing off and saying I will see you next time.